Okay, enough jabbling. Let's. Is it recording? Hell yeah. Why is AI not taking your job, right? So, like, I see so many people online talking right now that shit, like, AI is taking their job right now, and like, AI is taking so many jobs, and I bet so many people have seen, like, the graph where it's like this hexagonal thing, and it's basically where AI is like, what industry AI is gonna disrupt, and shit, most of it it's actually true, but okay, my codex credits are still okay. Yeah, most of it is true, but there are edges where still human intuition and human knowledge will forever be, I think for a very, very long time will have an edge, and it's not, nobody's taking it. No AI is gonna be taking it. And most of it, like with every single thing that's out there, every single thing that's being released, it's just pure hype. Couple points on that. I think not many people have touched this in an online space. So basically, just think logically, every single AI, the parameters are getting bigger, but what is it? It's like training ground, right? It's training ground, and what it's trained on, it's data. This data has a certain point to which we have it. It's basically from the point that internet has been there. And all this data, at first, it was some cap. Like, there was some cap of data because you just didn't have that many weights for the model to train it, right? But now, I guarantee, almost all the data has been used. Almost all the data. Think about it. Why are they using old books to train the AI models? Because they have exhausted internet, all the data that has been on internet, most of it, I think, because most of data, keep in mind, it's shit data. It's basically like you wouldn't want to train your model on Reddit comments. I mean, if you wanted to have some Reddit LLM LoRa model, whatever, where you like replace the last weights, you could do it, right? But like almost all the data has been used, right? So like deterministically, you cannot make it better. You cannot, if you don't have the data, you cannot make it better. Another thing, most of the repositories that are online, that are basically, most of the code that's online is basically closed source, right? Because most of the big enterprise systems, they're behind closed doors and you cannot access it. So you cannot train the models on it. And guess what? When you're trying to make complex systems, you need that kind of thinking. And it's simply not there. And I think most of the times it's never gonna be open sourced. Like, to a certain degree, yeah, it could be open source. At some point, it's gonna be incrementally better because more info is gonna come out. But on a real note, I think it's like we reach some kind of threshold, and I think the people that are using these LLMs kind of notice it, and there are just minor improvements. Now, going back to another thing, it is non-linearity. LLM is never gonna reach the state of human consciousness because it's super linear. It's still a computer system. It's still running on pure inference on transistors, and transistors are never gonna reach the complexity that nature has reached the complexity in. Think of the human mind. It has evolved through thousands and thousands of years to reach the state that we have now. And it's so non-linear. Think about your subconscious mind. I think everybody has had this kind of feeling where you're thinking about something and an idea just comes to you out of nowhere. Guess what? That's your subconscious mind working on background and thinking about tasks, thinking still about the tasks in the background, and then this insight appears. That's exactly, LLM is never gonna have that. Never gonna have that. Now, going into other things, I broke everything down into 3 pillars. So it's basically, it's more of that what goes into development. So while developing any software, now you have like three components, right? You have agentic tools, first one. Second one is human intention. I think that's the first one because with human intention, that's the thing that's gonna get your idea, right? That's the thing that's gonna connect with people. That's the thing that's gonna like have the intention behind it. Of course, you could use AI to help you identify niches, but still, you will be the driving force to researching. You will be the one prompting. You will be behind the stick and typing on your MacBook or whatever PC you have. You will be the person doing it, you know. So you will still need this human intention unless you run some kind of Hermes or whatever automation, right? But still, to really make enterprise level software or SaaS, you still will need human intention. Guarantee it. Like AI just doesn't have this haptic feedback right now. It just doesn't have it. And third thing is world environment. That's a point I talked about, haptic feedback, right? So before what you had is you had teams writing these like product managers, writing these big stories, writing these big specs, like making the whole workflow, everything, just so much stuff before actually developing it. And I think this goes back to the quote where basically Lincoln was like preparing to chop down a tree. He was given 9 hours and he spent 6 hours sharpening the axe. Of course, I think this could be taken both ways, but I think in most cases right now, especially with the nowadays models, it just slows you down. It just slows you down because the fastest way to improve is getting real feedback. Launching it, seeing if people need it. Like if you're, for example, just doing shit. Of course, speccing out is very essential, but just having that haptic feedback is essential. I remember a couple months ago, I was like building this software, right? And I spent so much time, like, and even right now, the one I'm building, retrospectively, I spent so much time actually wanting to control, like really having this old programmer's like grasp of wanting to grasp the software, you know, understanding everything, every single thing. And that's super autistic. That's just gonna slow you down. Imagine every single person that drove a car, right? Before entering the car, like every single person would want to understand how the car works exactly, to the finest details, right? To the engine, to the chassis, to the wheels, to the everything. He would want to understand. Imagine how much time they would waste. Instead, they could just get the car and just drive it. You know, they could just get the car and just don't think about it. Just drive it, you know? Of course, they would need to have some kind of grasp, some kind of intention of how it works. It would be helpful. But right now, like, it's shifting so much that human intention, like an intention of what you want to do, is mainly the thing that you need. And everything that you will want to implement will come at the right way. Everything you will learn at the right time. Of course, there's a balance between like preparing, sitting in the plan mode, and getting haptic feedback, right? So now going into this like little image that I attached. So basically, with every single thing that you create, there is a balance. As I was talking in the last point, there is a balance. Most of the people, I think, they are sitting in this box, not doing what these arrows are doing, right? Just speccing something, just like really trying to understand the code, really trying to understand everything, you know, but not thinking about the end behavior. What do you want in the end, bro? Do you think your user that you're serving will care if you have written the UI like manually or have written the UI with AI and that works perfectly? Like it works? No, he wouldn't care. So the fastest way, I think, to improve is finding the balance, you know? But what is this being driven by? What is this whole engine being driven in? It comes back to human intention. It comes back to that. So like everything in development, even your fears, your mind manifests. Because I thought really much about this. Like, why many people, when they develop something, for example, they play an instrument, right? And they are scared of like sharing their talent on social media, or like building a personal brand around it, is fear. It ties back exactly into this. Why are people sitting so much time making their product, making it perfect, trying to make it perfect, bro? It ties perfect, like trying to make things perfect is a direct projection of your fear. Because why? Because you fear that people are gonna, you feel that people are gonna like not like it. You feel that those flaws are gonna emerge. But guess what? That's the fastest way to success, and that will just slow you down so much, so much. Like it's an 80-20 rule, bro. You're gonna spend so much time on those last 20%. You could have done like, you could have tested 4-hour things. You could have tested 4-hour things. So basically, the whole point of this is that AI is never reaching the state of human consciousness where it can like it has the haptic feedback, right? It will never reach that. It has good feedback from the world, because like it's trained on all data, right? It's like however you will tune it, bro. Like however much you tune it with your text, with like with whatever data you feed it, right? Like it's never gonna have the human factor. It's never gonna have that. It's never gonna have this non-linear understanding of the sphere. Of course, many things it will help you to do, 100%. I'm not arguing it, I'm using it myself. But the most, it's still gonna be driven by human intention. 100%. Until we have like BMI, which is like brain, something different, basically where you make neurons, live neurons, sit on a computer. Until we have that, there is physically no chance that LLM will have the human attention behind it, because it's just inference. Very, very smart statistical inference. It could be close to like conscious, but it's not conscious. It's a very fancy autocomplete. And to make it human, to leverage yourself, to make yourself propel, it needs an engine. That engine is your human intention. So hope that clears things up. If you found this insightful, appreciate it, and that's pretty much it. Have a blessed day. Peace.